Hey there, folks. This is Rob Wells here with you, the Landlord Warrior, coming at you with another Landlord Warrior tip. This tip is going to be master tenants, beware before you give notice. If you have occupants and they refuse to leave, that's going to be your problem. Now, this tip spurred from a case review that I had the other day. It was a master tenant, and if you don't know what a master tenant is, it's a person that rents a property from a landlord, and then they may rent out the rooms, or they get roommates after, they sign a lease with a landlord. And this particular person had invited another occupant into the property. And the dilemma that this person had was the master tenant had given his landlord 30 days notice that, he was terminating his tenancy. But the problem was the occupant won't leave, and that kind of puts you in a predicament, because under state law, if you give a 30-day notice that you're going to leave, but you don't leave, and your friend or occupant, whoever's in the home, the landlord can evict not only you, but the occupant, and then charge you for the cost of the eviction if there's an attorney's fee provision. Plus, you're liable for rent, because, the whole point is when you give a 30-day notice type deal, ending the tenancy, that's what you're doing. You're ending the tenancy. And long and all, what it boiled down to was there were some issues with the occupant. They were, doing drugs and causing a nuisance and so forth. And, this person just wanted to get away from that. And although I do understand getting away from drama, you got to get away from drama in the correct legal fashion, because now what this master tenant faces is, they may have to do an eviction to get this occupant out and pay rent to the landlord that's owed the rent while he's trying to get this person out, to make everything right, to prevent a lawsuit from happening. A lot of tenants misunderstand that, hey, if they give notice, they think they're off the hook. Well, you're not, because the law is written in a way that if you have a subtenant or an occupant that you've invited into your home and you don't remove them, that's just like you just being in the home. So the moral of the story is beware before you give 30-day notice to your landlord, because that landlord could evict you and charge you with the cost of rent and the legal expenses of any eviction. And, the bigger picture problem or issue that, I took away from this is, you can't just run away from problems. Running away from a problem and not doing anything about it, or dealing with it in the wrong fashion, can have a significant financial consequence towards you. And it's generally easier for you to handle that situation directly instead of running away from it, because running away from it always makes it worse. Just Murphy's Law. That's been all the experiences that, personally I've run away from. Yeah, it ends up being more expensive. It's painful. It sucks to have to deal with the problem, but it's easier to deal with it early on than letting it fester. So, Landlord Warrior's tip of the day is just deal with your problems head on. And yeah, master tenants, you get treated just like a regular landlord if you let people in. So those are kind of the tips. If you have any questions or just anything of interest, landlord-tenant related, put it in the comments. I'll try to answer it for you. Till next time, folks, Landlord Warrior. We'll see you next time. Take care.